So thank you for coming. My name is Davinder Heslin. I am with Jack's Card. I have a background in technology. I've worked with Department of Defense for 15 years and international schools worldwide. So it kind of flows for me, and I can basically take anything apart and build it back in like 10 minutes. So social media kind of was a nice new segue in getting into it. And I also offer now e-courses for women, for young students that are coming in that are in the social world all the time with mobile technology that are not aware how to use it. What are the things that they need to know about social identity or how to use these platforms in the future as they're going through schools and education to get the jobs that they need. So I'm kind of in that arena helping them out. We've been in business for about 2 years now and going into our third. So what is Pinterest? Are you guys familiar with Pinterest? Okay, so this is another social platform. It's kind of like a hybrid site, which is half social and half scrapbook. It's a lot of, today we're kind of like become an image world. About 20 years ago, there was a study done. An average human being had 19 minutes of attention that you can actually speak to them, and for 19 minutes, you had their attention. Today, about 3 months ago, Forbes did the study, and now we're down to 9 seconds. So it's images that are really capturing attention, and Pinterest is a board that is for images. You can also do videos. So it's really heavily used with a lot of women. And if you really know the industry, 97% of the buying happens with women. So a lot of your women are the ones that are making decisions and shopping. So this is a great one to have. Well, no, actually it's not. If you really, well, yes, there is a lot of kitten pictures. All right. That's all right. So yes, it's just knowing the content. Also, you can pin items from all over the web. Like if you have Pitney Bowes using it, different items, you can actually pin it and then attach a link to it. So if people are finding it and they're repinning it, that's a great way to make a sale. Photos, stories, a lot of them. Users can also follow each other just like they do in Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that. You can subscribe. You can also follow here. And it's another great way of gaining the visibility and making a sale. And Pinterest, actually, you can almost guarantee if you're using it the right way, you will get a sale out of it. And you just tag your items right. So today we're going to talk about the 10 commandments of using Pinterest for business. For consumers, you can sit there for 3 hours and wonder, what did I do? The whole 3 hours. But for business, if you do it strategically, you can really benefit from it. So the first, which in any business that you hold, any business that you have, the first thing you have to decide is you plan for success. So same with any social media platform. Now, because this is Pinterest, it's Pinterest-based, it's pin-based, kind of like your yellow sticky note type, but with images. So you plan for success. So the first thing it is that you take the time to set up your account properly. You make sure you're connected properly with if you have a business Facebook account, you're connected through that. Your Twitter, your web address, your email contact information. You use your proper keywords. If your business is doing the stamp or the research or whatever it is, so you have the proper keywords. And again, if you go on to Google and just do a generic search, try doing it in the next few days. You will find the Pinterest searches will be in the top 5 most of the time. You'll end up finding a Pinterest search. So it has become that popular.
What search?
Google, like if you were to search for Google, you will, for any item that you decide to search on, any information, you will end up finding a YouTube, Pinterest search to come up on a high, as long as the keywords are used properly. They also allow, you can have, just like you can have a Facebook and a Twitter sign on your link on your website, you can also have a pin it button for your website. You can have the follow me button on your website. You make sure you connect it on your Facebook pages, on your Twitter pages, and YouTube pages. And there's also, when you set up a Pinterest account, Pinterest allows you to download this pin it bookmarklet. It's almost like a P button, pin it button, that you can bookmark it. So anywhere you are on your search field, Google or anywhere you're searching, or even if an item that you're putting on your website, you can click on that pin it button, and it will take you to Pinterest, and then you can save it and link it to whichever area you want to link it to. So they make it very easy to use.
You link it to your own account at Pinterest?
Absolutely. So you basically, like, if you have an image, just having an image doesn't do anything. But if you do it right, they allow you to put your website address. So if I wanted to buy this scarf, and I put in an image of the scarf, and I say, okay, and I can put a price on it at Pinterest, and it will show up with a beautiful tag. And I click on it, and I say, oh, I want to see who makes it. And I go onto that website. It immediately, click on the image, it will take me to that person's website. Now you've just made it easier for me to buy that scarf.
How does that person that we're talking about come upon that scarf in the first place?
Just researching on the web. Like if I'm researching a large scarf with whatever pattern, and they come up, or just I'm searching scarves on the internet. If this is on Pinterest, LinkedIn, right, and used the proper keyword search, scarf, large, pink, embroidered, here it comes up. I click on it. If you have everything linked correctly, it makes it easier for me to shop and buy, and then I'm done.
Are the keywords you enter hierarchically, so scarf is?
Right, and then, yes, absolutely. So you would use scarf, you would use the colors, you would use certain embroidery if you're using embroidery. You want to make sure that you're connected, but if you're also, you can do a keyword on, what type of client that it is that you think will be purchasing a scarf. Is it a female, 25 to 40? So you kind of can really work those keywords out and make it work. And you can do basically in all social platforms, make them work. So either it's Pinterest or YouTube, like I can do a video of this, and just do a lot of it different ways to make those searches come up and connect all of them to my site as well. Because the ultimate goal is you want people to come to your website, right, to make a purchase. Pin strategically. Again, you want to know exactly when you're designing your business or when you're writing a business plan, how are you going to make that sale? What is it that you want it to come up? If somebody's going onto your Pinterest board, it's basically a website. What is it that you want them to see first? You should also go ahead and follow other people that have similar businesses, to see how they're doing it, which is always a great, learning experience. The one thing I mentioned that you can put a price on it, it is so simple to put a price on Pinterest board is when you're entering the information, just put in $9.99, and then you say, okay, finish the board. You can go ahead and reset it, and it will show up with a beautiful red price on it. And it looks like, you were sitting at JCPenney buying something that had a price on it, and it immediately makes you want to buy it.
How do you define a board?
Board is each image. Each image is a board. So I can create a board that says, black blazer, blue shirt, or I can just say men's clothing. Within the clothing, I can have jacket, and I can have shirt, and I can have pants and shoes and socks. Those are all different boards, but I can do it under, yes, and then you actually can change the image how you want it to show up. Yes, which can be your first board, second board, third board, absolutely. Absolutely. In social world, you must honor thy source. Before social media, it was very easy to kind of learn something and say, go up to my boss and say, oh, I know this. I figured it out all by myself. Over here, you're easily found. Who created it, you can actually, it's becoming more and more easy now that you can actually find out where the information came from. So we are in the information and content creation as well as curation world. So it's good because you're making more connections that way when you are honoring somebody else who has come up with the information. Even Pinterest has made one of the recommendations in their must-do things is you must honor thy source. So you do that. Be social. Comment and like, just like you do on Facebook or Twitter. You make sure you comment somebody's post that if I liked the shirt you're wearing, I can say, I really like that shirt. You did a great job. Where'd you have it made? You know, or I like the pants you're wearing, or the shoes. You know, it's just that information. You're making that personal connection, which takes you an extra step forward. Use names and tags. So for business, I think it's very important, and a lot of people don't use it enough. If you're creating a product, say you're in Pitney Bowes and you have some research that you want it to be found all the time, or you're having an event, like this event. Everybody's here today. I can say I am at, with the at symbol, Greater Valley Business Expo, you know, and then you say, or you can say my name at, hashtag sign, pound sign, Greater Valley Business Expo. And if everybody did it, and then you can find it on Twitter, you can do it on YouTube, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Pinterest. It makes it much easier for the information to be found. So if you are someone that's presenting here, you come in, you know, log in and you say, I'm here presenting. So if anybody were to go and search on Business Expo held by Greater Valley, you will come up. So it's just using the information wisely to get known in the information world that we're living in, where constantly we're, you know, finding information. Track pins from your website. You can actually do a very simple trick. You put in your website address /source. I'm sorry, Pinterest.com, Pinterest.source / your website address, and it will give you the information on who has pinned websites from your, who has pinned pins or images from your website. So you can actually see where the information is flowing from, where your customers are coming from. So it kind of helps in the research, you know, where you're going forward, which previously we couldn't do. Which
You went to somebody's website and you hit something, pin something from there. What are you actually pinning?
image.
URL?
So let's,
Image?
just an image. So let's say I'm a bride who is looking to, you know, get my wedding set up, all right? I can actually create a lot of boards. I can have a dress board, I can have restaurant board, food boards, all of those. So say if I like Moltebeno's food, I can actually go in and pick out the foods and have my entire bridal party see my whole wedding being planned. And I can have all the information. So if I'm Moltebeno, and if I'm not doing the research, and knowing that this woman who is getting married is pulling my information, it's my bad. I should be going out and looking and maybe reach out to that person, you know. She's pinning it.
Picture of your site
Absolutely.
without any notification that that's your site, or?
Well, you get notified as Moltebeno, as a restaurant owner or a venue holder. You will get notified that somebody has pinned your image, okay? So then you,
But where she pins it, there's no, you don't know it's from Moltebeno?
she is actually, say she's doing a research on Google for restaurants that do catering for a wedding, and Moltebeno comes up. So she then takes that, as she's curating her information for the wedding, she takes that and pins it on her board, on her Pinterest site,
Their website or their?
on her Pinterest page. So she herself has a Pinterest page.
What is she pinning on?
On her she's basically taking the image. Say if she wants
Just a plate of pasta?
just a plate of pasta, right?
Where on that picture does it say from Moltebeno and where?
If it's an image on the web, it'll probably have a web address. If it's linked correctly, it should have. Most of the websites have an address. Like most of the images that are pulled from websites have an address. A URL, correct. So if you click on Google, if you just go onto Google and search under images, a plate of pasta, and you click on it, it will take you to some website. So it could be a restaurant owner's website, and it could not be. But so basically what she's now done, she says, okay, I want to pin it on my wedding board because I want to keep them, you know, and when I'm really making the decision in the end, I might choose from it, I might not. But if I am Moltebeno, I should follow up on that. So I can actually go onto that image and say, thank you for, you know, pinning this information. If you're looking to, you know, do the wedding, let's talk. We have a great special going on, you know, whatever. So it's basically doing that. Next is produce visual content. So 80% of all pins are repins. 80%. So think about how many people, how many women are repinning information. Their brides always getting married, their kids always being born, their businesses, their pocketbooks, their shopping always being done. Homes are being built. You know, all of this information is being curated on every single person that is on that Pinterest website. And I'm guilty of it too. You know, I have my own personal secret boards and, you know, visible boards that I can create, which is a fabulous information. Choose great images for your blog. Like if you are a blog writer, you know, you have, say you have a food blog and you're creating your dishes and you can actually say if you're creating a plate of pasta, but it's your own special recipe. You can take the picture of each image, of each step, and you put it on your blog site. Then you can take those same images and link them on the Pinterest. So now you're found two different places where you were just being found at one place. But if you didn't have a blog, you weren't being found anywhere. So it's always great to have that. Pin different type of images. You know, if you're like take same plate of pasta, you have the whole ingredients. You know, you can actually make a whole album out of it and be found in many different ways, and you can use the information differently. Pin videos. Videos are not being used enough, and Mike here, you know, here is creating videos. These will be going on Greater Valley Chamber's Pinterest board that they own. So that's a great way to be visible again. Oprah is a great one. Now Oprah, you know, is everywhere. She has her O list, her shoes, her must-see videos. You know, she's actually putting all this information. She's one of the people that is using Pinterest to her advantage, and her pins, if you look at the analytics, her pins are being repinned about 92% of the time. So think about all the women in the world that are using Oprah's information and how much attention she's getting.
And how do they get to her information? Do they go in and type in, show me Oprah's stuff today?
Or people are following Oprah all over the place. But if you're searching some information on, say, if you're searching information on shoes, fancy feet, you know, or just the Oprah list, which is very popular, you know, or you're just searching on an item, it shows up, oh, it's been on Oprah's list. Well, it will immediately, if there's an image, it will take you to Oprah's Pinterest board. And now you're just lost because you'll be going around in her whole circle trying to find out what else does Oprah know. So she's, you know, she actually just did a whole change with Deepak Chopra, and that's been all over the place. It was incredible how heavily Pinterest was used in their last promo they did for meditation. They ended up increasing the registered users for that last meditation by 25%, just by adding it on the Pinterest. Showcase other pinners. That's how you make connections. So if you're in a business, you know, you're a restaurant owner. You want to know where the other venues are, other office buildings are. You know, so if they are somewhere, you connect with them, and that's how you make more contact. Become a go-to source for information. So it's not just your own business that you're doing. Like, think about it as an individual. You don't have just one interest. You have multiple interests, and you can kind of showcase all of them. You know, you're not just a person in research. You also have maybe sports interests. Maybe you like running, you know, so you can kind of gather that information together for your own self and become a resource where people come in and look at you as somebody that is, you know, knowledgeable in your industry. You can, if you really wanted to see some of the great boards, Whole Foods is using it beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Oprah, Mashable, Daily Gourmet, a lot of restaurants, you know, they're not using it enough. They should be. Venues, they're not using it enough. They should be. So it's great. Number 7 is promote creativity. So call to action, like we talked about the scarf. If you just put the price and didn't say buy now, I don't know what to do. So you kind of guide them to buy. You know, so now you're saying, okay, great. I know I'm seeing a scarf, it has a price. I can actually click on it and buy now. It'll take me to the site, and I just made a purchase. So also, you can use it to promote products, competition. You can kind of like create a great competition saying, everybody that repins this scarf board, at the end of this week, we will find 5 winners, 5 people that have, out of all the repins, and I will give out 5 scarves. You didn't do any work. You created one board, and you created one campaign. And that contest is now everywhere. And all you did was created one board, made one message, is share it. Instead of thinking outside the box, because it is a pin board, we think outside the square. Like, how can you be more creative when you're actually thinking on how you can create a buzz around your product? How can you create a buzz around your information, about your industry, about what you like, what your business is about? So it's a great way to do it. Another mistake that a lot of people do is they don't do the search engine optimization properly or use the proper keywords. Great referral traffic. So if you want your pins to get noticed, you have to write the information on it. If it's a scarf, I'm going to be reaching out to women between 25 and 40. If I don't have all the information or the words tagged correctly to my image, it won't pull up. So it's very important to have that information. You also should think of incoming and outgoing traffic. So it's basically if somebody's coming into Google and searching it, after that they end up on your Pinterest page, then they will end up on your Facebook page or on your website. And as this is happening, the great thing that happens in the social media world, the friends of the friends of the friends get notified. So if I have a Facebook page and I'm friends with you, you will get notification, I just liked, or I just posted a scarf pin board on my Pinterest page. Now, we're nosy. We're human beings, so we're nosy. So you will say, wait a minute, what is she doing with that image? I want to go see what else does she have. So all of a sudden, without doing, for me, a lot of work, I just worked on your curiosity. And now you will go look. Maybe you want to buy it for your wife, maybe for girlfriend, maybe for daughter, maybe for a friend. You're going to go look. But if I didn't have it on there, you wouldn't be using it. Understand search, very important. We talked about that. So using proper words, having that information is very important. Where the traffic should go, so it should be linked to your website. Using tools and apps. We all use mobile phones. So if you're out there anywhere, make sure you have Pinterest downloaded on your phone. So standing here, you can take an image and pin it. I'm here, just create a buzz. And also, you can have it on your website. WordPress has the RSS widget, the pin it button that we talked about, or the pin marklet, which is the bookmark that we talked about, that you can do that. The last, very important, research and measure. Because if you're not actually researching who's using all these boards, you don't know how to create your future campaigns. So it's very important to have that. So researching pins, boards, brands, to get the results that you need. And it basically will help you in deciding where you should, spend your dollars in promoting the product that you are versus not. And check your website's Google Analytics as well, because that gives you a lot of information where the traffic is coming from. So it really makes a difference. Any questions? Thank you. You, sir. I do. I will actually, my bag is outside, so I will get you that in a minute. Yes, definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.